Sensitive, local, lethal, and loud. This is the Scooter McGee Show on News Talk 1310 KFKA.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
All right, kids, sit back, get comfy cozy. It's time for Shallow Moments with Scooter McGee.
Well, good evening, Gotham. Good evening, Metropolis. Emerald City, Xanadu, Babylon, to the ISS, and the rest of you. I am Scooter McGee. Stand by for a Quantum News Network production of the Scooter McGee Show. We are live tonight from the CRP 4x4 studios on Stampede Eve. Giddy up. Everyone check your livers at the door. I'm sorry, what? Whoops. Well, we'll see how everybody's livers are doing here on the 5th of July. How's that? All right. I was wrong. Last night's shows regarding Blucifer and DIA, it's all a hoax. And I'm sorry I took the bait. But it makes me now even more beg the question with the conversation I believe was with Dave last night, which will now direct to the hate mail that we have. Of which I wish I was making this one up. So one starts right there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 pages of notes regarding what in theory would be a simple email regarding a comment I made about Gambino and then didn't go there. Okay. Scooter McGee, you brought up Gambino loyalty, and then you said nothing. What the... That's the first sentence. I've listened to almost 2 years. Oh, I'm going to need my glasses. I can't read my own handwriting. Stampede season, you know. I've listened to you about 2 years. Now, this gets better. Obviously, you know, the little history of Don Carlo. Now I find out I met you in Virginia Beach at a social club. Yes, that would have been me. I can tell you what months of what year of hell that was. I'm U.S. Navy out of Norfolk. Good for you. I don't believe technically you're out of Norfolk, but that's all right. Unless you live in Norfolk. Virginia Beach, Newport News, Virginia Beach. I know, I'll shut up. How are you in Colorado out of New York, New Jersey? How did that happen to make happen? That's what it says, make happen. How did you wind up in Colorado from New York, New Jersey to make that happen? And yeah, I listened to the story. Oh, about Philly, yes. No, yeah, okay. No, I turned off the Greeley West Side Liquor Hotline. I just had them deliver last night. This email really pissed me off. Goes on to say, you take calls. You say you have no screener. How did you know it was Dan the Patriot Man? How did you know? This was the other Dave was the flat earth. I think that could be conspiratorial. You take calls, you say you have no call screener. How did you know Dan the Patriot Man or Dave was on the phone? You ask. You talk about disinfo. He says he thinks I am disinfo. Okay, yeah, no, I got 5.5 pages of notes on you. All right, fine. We'll get through some of the headlines, and let me see if I can't connect them all in the method of operation in which Hollywood and the propaganda have tricked you into believing what is mafia, when in fact Irish mafia is probably more accurate to Hollywood without all the, I'm going to say, Goombas. Or I could say running suits with jewelry. Equally guilty. I wore silk. Navy. It was Arizona. Very hot. Placed in Arizona late 80s, early 90s for one particular reason. 1984, the idea of anybody squealing to the feds was, are you nuts? By 87, lieutenants, captains, they're flipping faster than they could sell hotcakes when hotcakes sold. I don't refer to anything that would ever get me whacked or clipped or, yanked or butchered up in a meat shop. But let me explain something to you. You can go from associate to soldier to a captain simply by driving a car. You can also be a boss of a family and wind up being in the wheelman in the latter part of the 20th century's greatest hit of Paul Castellano, you wad.
You've just heard Shallow Moments with Scooter McGee. Thank God that's over with.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm kind of pissed at this guy. Irish Mafia, Gen 4. I don't know what you want me to say. What do you think? That's a secret? It's not even a secret to management. Let's get to some headlines and then we'll tie in Mafia. All right? Nancy Sinatra, by the way, your father just slapped it out of you. The dust storm is now becoming planet encircling on Mars. That's funny. I'm getting pretty good at predicting weather here on Earth, and then, we got the big dust storm. Robert, it should be okay. No, Remember, it had all to do with the atmospheric pressures and all that they were telling us? Well, NASA scientists now are holding their breath, waiting to hear from the, of course, long-lived Mars rover, because we were lied to about the actual conditions back then, and the rover continuing to perform like the Energizer Bunny. Rover Opportunity is the one we are discussing. A now 2+ week. It started as just a very, very large dust storm, but it was only moving at the rate of about 60 miles an hour. And again, they were trying to explain atmospheric pressure and all that other bullshit. So NASA said, nothing to worry about. Well, no, the dust and stuff may make it difficult to move around for a little while because the batteries. Okay, What are you pre-selling us here? It's a nice story you got. No, those windows look like they'll be fine. We'll see you in a couple weeks. You have a good day, sir. NASA's hoping. I remember in the days they used to sit in rooms with a coffee pot and a slide ruler and anything that they could write on to figure out the solution. Now, they're just hoping and praying. Now this email pissed me off so much I forgot to do the opening I wanted to do from last night. 8 years of opportunity since 2012. That was... She gets shot first, and then June of 18, Scooter. Yeah. I find this email a plant. It is South St. Paul Kaposia Days, 1993. We eradicate Scooter from Minneapolis, St. Paul, transfer families, and get him out of here. Actually true. Feel sorry for that garage door. The batteries, of course, see, that was, and I knew this, and nobody wanted to challenge me on it, and there it is in the specs. The solar panels, there might be a little problem there, and there might not be a little solar problem there, because the batteries on the rover are nuclear. Nuclear batteries. Yeah, nuclear-powered batteries. Sorry, just point out the obvious. Why do some Martian dust storms last for months and grow so massive and others stay so weak? I don't know, maybe there's water in the atmosphere? You can tell that based upon all the different filter changes they've had over the decades now of the atmosphere over the planet Mars. Yeah. 3 3 orbiters equipped with cameras now, hoping scientists can piece together the answer to the phenomena of this now the planet encircling dust storm, in which, don't be surprised, I don't know how big the little mushroom cloud would be, but NASA's kind of hoping that doesn't happen. I think if you actually were honest with the public, I think a lot of us would agree, we'd send out our hopes and prayers that we don't have a little event on the Martian surface. Like the one allegedly they never had to go. Maybe we could send some zips down to Goldstone. Marshall Flight Center? Houston? No, they look ridiculous in cowboy hats. More proof to the email. Scooter, you wear a cowboy hat. You got 2 weeks a year and at 3 dinners, period, and that's it. Otherwise, if I wasn't here, I wouldn't own one. Giddy up. The Greeley Stampede kicks off tomorrow. Weekend tickets in my hand can be yours at the desk tomorrow. Open lines on the Greeley West Side Liquor Hotline, 877-353-1310. We'll get to the Mafia later tonight. But yes, we got a whole buttload of stories. Waking up this morning to the Wall Street Journal. See, people think I don't read. A little problem of changing the headlines within 8 hours in an Air Force One trip. So we'll open up the phones, 877-353-1310. The question I asked on social media at 1310kfk.com, do you care? Because if you do, I want to know exactly what it's about. And we're discussing Melania and the coat, yes. Not Monica and the dress. They knew about Krauthammer. They get this out in time for the Wall Street Journal, New York Times, USA Today. Then Melania got on a plane. Don't tell me this isn't staged. But it's all about whether or not you care. But about what issue? What message was it sending to the media and to the American public with Melania getting up on board and coming back down on the same aircraft and the meeting she had in between? Oh, the children. Yeah. I think the children now are being filled up. I think they're feeling like pawns in a chess game they will never understand. Now, if you understood any of this segment, then stick around for more of a Quantum News Network production of the Scooter McGee Show live from the CRP 4x4 studios right here on 1310 KFKA.
What may be junk to you just might be another man's treasure. From stamps, sports memorabilia, silverware, or old jewelry, what may be junk to you just might be another man's treasures. Located at 2002 9th Street in Greeley, Another Man's Treasures can take these old items and convert them into cold, hard cash. Located at 2002 9th Street, remember Another Man's Treasure.
Matt Rivette started in real estate just in time for the bottom to fall out of the market. And it turns out it was a good time to start. From day one, Matt Rivette had to do it right. Serve the client. Turn for sale into sold. 32 years later, we know market conditions will change. But Matt Rivette's commitment to you won't. This is a good time to get to know Matt Rivette at Pro Realty. List your commercial, income, or residential property with Matt Rivette. Call Matt Rivette at 970-356-1234 or go to ProRealtyHomes.com.
In the moment, it can seem overwhelming. Final arrangements demand our attention, unfortunately, in a time of grief. So you may not fully notice until you've healed. The excellence of care provided by Mosier Funeral and Cremation Service, and that's perfectly okay with them. It's honor enough just to serve your needs. Service is unique as life, to honor each life and help the rest of us say goodbye. Mosier Funeral and Cremation Service in Greeley. Visit them online at MosierFuneralService.com.
So you think the Pawn Stars are in Vegas, huh? Have you been to City National Pawn? 3301 West 10th Street in Greeley, and you're the Pawn Star. With great deals on commercial and industrial tools, electronics, smartphones, laptops, and fine jewelry. So many great deals and a constantly changing inventory guarantee you get the best deal in town at City National Pawn. Need quick cash fast? City National Pawn has got you covered there too. Monday through Friday and Saturdays, remember, you're the Pawn Star at City National Pawn, 3301 West 10th Street in Greeley.
Well, I'm glad to hear Chris is okay. What's the condition of his car?
It can be fixed. I'm just waiting to hear from my insurance adjuster as to where.
We'll take it over to Auto Collision Specialists. They've repaired my cars for years.
I wanted to, but my adjuster says I'll have to pay additional costs out of my own pocket to have it repaired at Auto Collision Specialists.
Stop. You pay your insurance premiums in good faith every month with the expectation that if you have an accident, your insurance company will pay what's necessary to repair your car correctly. In many cases, that's not what happens. Scare tactics like threatening to make you pay out of pocket or not warranting the work are tricks that will not be tolerated at Auto Collision Specialists. You can rest assured we have your best interests at heart and will do everything in our power to make sure your insurance company fulfills its commitment to you. Remember, insurance companies don't fix cars. We do.
Auto Collision Specialists will take care of that.
Starting tomorrow, tonight at the Stampede will broadcast live from the Greeley Stampede every afternoon at 5. Brought to you by Eaton Sales and Service on 1310 KFKA.
Is there anybody in there? Just not if you can hear me. Is there anyone home?
Good evening, Gotham. NASA's begging curiosity. Opportunity. Curiosity's different. Could you please phone home? They are hoping. Opportunity made it through the bigger one in 2007. However, the tau, or the atmospheric opacity or opacity, I don't know what, I think they made that word up. I think we should send a couple of zips down to NASA. They're just making up now. I know that that's probably a real term. I just didn't get that word in speech therapy. That's why I'm so messed up in the head. And yes, okay, I did put the gray back on. I was not going to bust out the Alice shirt the night before the Stampede. I'll wear that sometime while I'm out there. And you'll notice the numbers on that shirt. Anyway, yeah, no, I didn't realize. Oh, God. Why do you do June and December? Okay, I get it now. Anniversary syndrome's even worse than we thought. That's why I say there are very specific moments in time I know exactly where I am. There is no way you are going to go through that procedure and then you're going to be out on the streets in 48 hours and parades and running around, golf cart and all that. Uh-huh. You have to talk to management how hammered I was, but yep. And yet, don't ask me why. My brain will not disconnect. I don't remember what I said to you, but I remember who I saw. You know what I mean? Remember where I was? Remember what I was wearing? I don't remember how the clothes got on, but I'm in public. I'm not going to identify. I mean, it was so bad. I mean, God, I just need to take a shower. I can't even stand up. All right, look, put your bathing suit on and stand up in the shower, and I'll hold you. Thank you, God! Swear to God, true story. Those are friends. NASA. I'm trying to bring the zips back in. I can't get there yet. It's tough when you're in a bathing suit. They don't, the Don doesn't wear shorts. NASA's not ready to call it quits yet. Now they are changing their story on why originally Opportunity was not going to be able to phone home because of the solar-powered battery thing. Yeah, well, those are nuclear-powered, guys. Someone might want to, go back to the slide rule and get off the crack pipe. Ground controllers based at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratories, of course, in Pasadena, California, say that Well, the ground guys, they're sitting here listening, and we know that they're not going to hear anything. But when the dust does settle, they'll be able to reestablish communications via the communications link that is disrupted, of course, because of the dust. Well, could you have told us that 2 weeks ago? What was that possible? And again, there are two. There are several. Opportunity and curiosity, two that are going through or have gone through these types of storms. And so, wait a minute. You knew this last time. Well, that's the other problem. That one was hard. Okay, fine. Could you let us know before we have these overnight secret military launches when you're putting nuclear material up into the air? Would that be too much to ask under your, black operations projects, guys? I'm just saying. Now, it's probably about a month ago. Give this another couple weeks here on the Scooter McGee Show. Obviously, the show's now going up to YouTube. One of the hours last night got banned for a Don Henley song. They're kidding me, right? We've had this discussion now. I have the rights, ASCAP and BMI, so go yourself. All right, screw sending the zips to Houston. We're sending them to New York. Have them stop off at Umberto's, get some congealed. The national security. Okay, so about a month ago, I tried to tell you that the Pentagon is announcing they're moving all of their data now to the cloud. The National Security Agency now what? Oh my God! The National Security Agency has now announced they're going to. Oh no. This is for security. Yeah. The mission data it collects, analyzes, and stores is now allegedly in a classified cloud computing environment known as the Intelligence Community GovCloud. The IC GovCloud is a single integrated, this sounds scary, big data fusion environment, allowing analysts to rapidly, quote, connect the dots. No, the computers connect the dots. You're reading the readout. Chief Information Officer Greg Smithberger talking about this new GovCloud. It's up. It's running. It's not hypothetical. It's there. The multi-year move, getting NSA data, including the signal intelligence, all the foreign surveillance, the intelligence information, from all of the repositories around the globe, they had to pipe it. Damon could probably understand this. I don't understand how they do this. Because one of the cells of security in the argument of the lead up to 9/11, ladies and gentlemen, in the Homeland Security Act and the Patriot Act that was shoved down your throats, was these guys couldn't talk to each other before then.
You're a lying sack of crap. You're a lying sack of crap. You're a lying, steaming, stinking, nasty sack of liquid crap.
New methods of communication needed to be created so the intelligence communities could all chat with one another, a.k.a. spy on you. So the NSA says this has been an ongoing several-year project in which, again, the signals intelligence, the foreign surveillance, the foreign intelligence information, domestic intelligence information, whoa. Yeah, and all the repositories around the globe that aren't necessarily linked into Homeland Security because, well, again, even Charlie Chan and Sherlock Holmes, we have to wait for Interpol and your dental records. It's funny. A dentist in France happens to know the unidentified charred remains in a barn in Ohio. It's in the 1930s. The IC GovCloud environment allows them to run analytic tools, do machine-assisted data fusion, do big data analytics, and apply a lot of automation to facilitate and accelerate what humans would normally do, Now they just get the machines to do it for them. Analysts now can interactively ask questions to the computer. All right, that's it. No. Unplug Skynet now. Hashtag unplug. See, I'm not internet savvy. All right, all the headlines again up at 1310kfk.com. Open lines tonight, 877-353-1310. For the Greeley Stampede, again, special thanks. Oh, no, here, we're going to check this even on. Yep, the Greeley Westside Liquor Hotline is up, 877-353-1310. A quick break and back for the CRP 4x4 studios with more of a Quantum News Network production of the Scooter McGee Show right here on 1310 KFKA.
Starting off summer today, well, summer-like weather is on the way, maybe even slightly cooler than summer-like. Otherwise, Matt Makins with your Colorado's own Channel 2's Pinpoint Weather Forecast. Tonight, a slight chance of a thunder shower early on, lows near 55. Friday, highs in the low to mid-80s, so 80 to 85. A slight chance of afternoon thunderstorms. Saturday and Sunday, well, Saturday's your outdoor day, with highs in the 80s and mostly dry, because Sunday will turn stormy, with highs near 75.
This weather update is brought to you by North Range Behavioral Health. Visit northrange.org.
Hey, you party animals and super fans out there. Greeley Westside Liquor's got your party covered. Be the hit of your next party by calling 970-353-0036. That's 353-0036. Greeley Westside Liquor delivers to all of Greeley. Fast through the drive-thru and even faster by delivery from the friendliest folks in Greeley. Remember 30th and 10th Street? Remember Greeley Westside Liquor delivers after 4, open 8 a.m. to midnight 7 days a week, and Greeley Westside Liquor is your Party Bowl Central. Matt Rivette started in real estate just in time for the bottom to fall out of the market, and it turns out it was a good time to start. From day one, Matt Rivette had to do it right. Serve the client. Turn for sale into sold. 32 years later, we know market conditions will change, but Matt Rivette's commitment to you won't. This is a good time to get to know Matt Rivette at Pro Realty. List your commercial, income, or residential property with Matt Rivette. Call Matt Rivette at 970-356-1234 or go to ProRealtyHomes.com.
When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. But when life gives you Lemons Heating and Cooling, you get your air conditioner serviced.
That's not a real saying.
Shut up. That saying's been around since 2001. Lemons specializes in geothermal heating, cooling, humidification, and filtration systems. They can also clean those nasty ducts, and they're up to the challenge 24/7 for those moments. Call Lemons Heating and Cooling at 970-576-0798 or online at lemonsheatingandcooling.com.
5 concerts, one low price. The 2018 Greeley Stampede Superstars Concert Series includes Darius Rucker, Dustin Lynch, Aaron Watson, and the Roots and Boots Tour featuring Sammy Kershaw, Colin Ray, and Aaron Tippett. And she don't know she's beautiful. With more to be announced. Packages on sale February 21st, starting at $80. Visit GreeleyStampede.org for details.
J9 Crop Insurance is the leader in crop insurance, offering multi-peril coverage to protect your crops against Mother Nature. With droughts, excess rain, hail, freezes, wildlife, and other elements that could cause the loss of crops, isn't it about time you gave Mike and Janine Freeman of J9 Crop Insurance a call? Call 970-834-1160 or stop by their office at 217 First Street in Alt. Online at j9crop.com, and remember J9 Crop Insurance, specializing in all your crop insurance needs.
Starting tomorrow, Tonight at the Stampede will broadcast live from the Greeley Stampede every afternoon at 5. Brought to you by Eaton's Sales and Service on 1310 KFKA.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
It's one of the reasons we always come up and give you a hug. It's so we know how big to dig the hole. Welcome back, Gotham. Not always. I mean, well, usually, but we're also maybe checking for a wire. Think I'm kidding. I ask somebody to go for a walk with me, I make sure my cell phone's in the damn car. Are you nuts? I was wrong. 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 So, yeah, Blucifer. Turns out it's been a little prank. Really, Denver 7? What are you reporting on? Really? Okay. Well, see, that again now goes back to last night, and whoever's monitoring, bring it on. We see, again, I said the phone number deliberately. This is me. Dan called in a break. And I said, hey, pal, you got 90 seconds here. I can let you go at the top of the hour. That's how I knew it was him. I try and tell you people, when we go to a commercial break, I go outside for a Coke and a smoke. All right? If I could drink Coke and smoke in here, then we wouldn't be having this discussion. But I can't. That's an FCC rule. So I came in from the bottom break, and it's Dave. Hey, Scooter, I was okay. No, don't say anything. I'm just going to throw you on. Meanwhile, I am doing something else, and going in and out of radio is very, very toxic. So you don't want to talk to people, okay? Is it Dave? That's why I had a brain fart for a second. Read anything more I'm the guy who reads into conspiracy theory. I believe that one. And not that I believe the theory. That makes perfect sense. Okay, so answer that. Now, Blucifer, here's where all of this goes last night. Well, everything I said about swastikas at DIA, gas masks, stormtroopers, dead kids in coffins, gargoyles, New World Order airport, missing comma on the plaque, Masonic, the 700,000 square miles, that is wrong. Or is it? Because in the piece, the argument was all of those are conspiracy theories. The facts were the facts about Stapleton. They haven't changed. The facts are the facts about DIA. Many still say one of the greatest boondoggles of Colorado in the 20th century. New World Order Airport. Yeah, we forgot to put a comma in there. Okay. I took the bait. They're not taking the horse down. Doesn't change the fact of who died putting it up. It does not, by any stretch of the imagination, explain away the secondary baggage system after 20 years still being used. The primary boondoggle was just that, a boondoggle. There is still no explanation for why you built buildings allegedly in the wrong place and then covered them up. There is no excuse or explanation for that. There's also now, up until the latest announcements of, oh, that's right, convention centers and more hotels and more boondoggles. All of the construction, which is a joke of a word out at DIA, has not been construction, but excavation underneath DIA. These are all facts. They are not conspiracy theories, and they all got wiped into this, much as now the analogy with Dave and I last night regarding the flat earth. I can't get around it. I think this is a stork hijacking the band from the analogy of Animal House. Who is behind it? I don't know. And now we've got Joe Rogan defending George Soros. I know. So it really makes me wonder. In the light of executive orders barely make the front page of national headlines and Melania throws a coat on. Now I get, in the world of politics of short-term chess as we lead into the midterms, I get this stunt. Because of what every, in theory, journalist had this morning waking up and going to go cover. All right, so they got the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, the USA Today, and perhaps the New York Post. And I didn't get the Post. I don't need that. So here's today's USA Today, and here's the Wall Street Journal. I didn't need the New York Times. I don't read it anymore. I haven't read it for a decade. My point is, much like Clinton with Newt Gingrich, and I've talked about this on the show, how Bill Clinton neutered the Republicans in a way that was very impressive publicly, but this is because of his rapid response war room and most likely the collusion between Mary Matlin and James Carville, but certainly with execution orders by James Carville, reference Mafia. Boy, if you don't think he's in the Southern Mafia, you're out of your effing mind. And again, the head of the Republican Party and the head of the Democratic Party just happen to be married. Yeah, boy, what a coinky-dink that is. Anyway, no, politics isn't like wrestling. What am I suggesting? So, the Republicans get on a topic. Clinton is being run by a rapid response war room and by polling data. Not by the issues that he campaigned on, for God's sakes. He's being run by the New York Times. He's being run by the Wall Street Journal. He's being run by the USA Today. He's being run by Gallup. He's being run by Rasmussen and internal polling from the White House. And effectively, he neuters Newt Gingrich, Newty and the Blowhards, from their agenda and takes credit for it. Brilliant in campaigning. Sucks it's the other side who figured out. Sucks it's the side that seems more destructive than the other side. I haven't voted correctly for a presidential candidate yet. That tells you I'm not voting R's or D's, doesn't it now? I'm just using the two-wing system attached to the fuselage headed directly into the ground in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Whether shot down or whether we charge the cockpit, it really doesn't matter. So, now I got totally lost. Ah, damn it. Oh, the hijacking and yes. Okay, thank you. So, yeah, no, I know where I want to go with this. Yes, that was the Mafia reference. Thank you. I've heard you can stop sending at scootermcgee.com, the email link. You can stop sending me alerts. I got 50 of them, okay? You don't know more. I got them. Trust me, I got them. Believe it or not, I didn't have to open one of those. I used my desktop, and I opened it up, and I listened. Okay? How you change the face and change the story within a 4-hour window. Because, again, from the time that the morning press, the journalists for today, 6/21/18, had this, White House changed one angle of attack. The White House now changing the story with Melania Trump. Now, a bigger story, the United States Supreme Court. An even bigger story, the NSA moving its data to the cloud, and it's already been done. Just letting you know what we've done for you to protect you just in case. Because there are many now very concerned that we are getting really, literally set up to be slaughtered. Is it not ironic that the oldest orangutan and the oldest gorilla died on the same day? Iconoclasted by the 90s television sitcom, which is really sad because we all met Coco on National Geographic. And from a generation of children, a sitcom captured it with David Puddy. High five. Coco, the thoughtful gorilla, captivating the world with her ability to use sign language, showing not only for the gorilla, but the knowledge of the orangutan, the empathetic, gentle side to the great apes. Now, Coco was 46. She died. She passed away in her sleep yesterday at the Preserve in California in Santa Cruz. This is funny because in some jurisdictions, Coco has a higher IQ than police officers. Allegedly. With the ability to sign of more than 1,000 words and an estimated IQ between 75 and 95. The average of human IQ, of course, is about 90, 100, 110. It's without a banana in the hand. Or gum in the mouth. If you got a smartphone in your hand, we're all screwed. Making the cover of National Geographic twice, first in 78 and 85. Again, the version you see of John Gotti on Time Magazine is wrong. Coco actually on the cover, but wrong. Not the only Don to be on time. Bill Gates. Sorry, that's a different kind of mafia. She spawned a children's book. Perhaps after I'm gone, I will inspire a voodoo doll. In 2012, after the world thought she went into retirement, she discovered playing musical instruments as a hobby. Okay, that's enough, guys. The show's now starting. I'm starting to sound like Fred Willard. Willard Scott. Damn it! Oh, she loved the red carpet, Coco. From Leonardo DiCaprio, the late, great Robin Williams, and, of course, Betty White. Betty White will outlive the dinosaurs, as she outlived Coco. It's not a story, I'm just... You know, considering all the way all these movements of the left and right are working, I stand by my tweet. Perhaps we shouldn't have come out of the trees at all. Maybe we were better off in the puddle water as slugs. Okay, Gotham, the First Lady's coat. I really don't care, do you? So the first question is, if it's just yes or no and you say no, just say no and hang up. 877-353-1310. Now, what message was she sending versus the one they had to say she's sending because the media got to say it first because she weren't going up the stairs out of the plane? How dare her? Wow. And Mika and Joe are fighting on TV? How cool. And I'm sorry. This might be one of many of 1,000 of La Cosa Nostra rules, but you don't where you eat. We'll be back, Gotham. And if you're just joining us, I was wrong about Blucifer. But now I'm seriously questioning who floated that story and why. It begs the question.
What may be junk to you just might be another man's treasure. From stamps, sports memorabilia, silverware, or old jewelry, what may be junk to you just might be another man's treasures. Located at 2002 9th Street in Greeley, Another Man's Treasures can take these old items and convert them into cold, hard cash. Located at 2002 9th Street, remember, another man's treasure.
So you think the Pawn Stars are in Vegas, huh? Have you been to City National Pawn? 3301 West 10th Street in Greeley, and you're the Pawn Star. With great deals on commercial and industrial tools, electronics, smartphones, laptops, and fine jewelry, so many great deals and a constantly changing inventory guarantee you get the best deal in town at City National Pawn. Need quick cash fast? City National Pawn has got you covered there too. Monday through Friday and Saturdays, remember, you're the Pawn Star at City National Pawn, 3301 West 10th Street in Greeley.
Before your parents move into assisted living, consider Windsong at Northridge. Windsong is a brand new Montessori-inspired memory care community in Greeley. The goal of Windsong is to create an environment for persons with dementia that supports independence and functioning at the highest possible level. Residents plan, create, and implement group or self-care activities. Windsong at Northridge. Call 970-449-7199 for your tour today.
It's Stampede time again, and 1310 KFKA has the hookup for rodeo and concert tickets. Thanks to Gould Parts in downtown Eaton, your favorite KFKA host will be giving away tickets to the hottest events during this year's Greeley Stampede. Save this number in your phone, 353-1310, and be listening for your chance to win tickets to the best country stars in the biz and one of the most entertaining rodeo events in the country. Thanks again to Gould Parts in downtown Eaton for making this year's ticket giveaways better than ever.
Cutting-edge commentary from the edge of reality. The Scooter McGee Show is back on News Talk 1310 KFKA.
Good evening, Gotham. First of all, sales tax on the internet, the United States Supreme Court. Interesting headline from the Rothschild-owned and controlled Associated Press. States will now be able to force more people to pay sales tax. Oh, goody. Consumers can expect to see sales taxes now charged on more online purchases. Obviously, this will be taking place here before the Christmas season. That, of course, will be to protect the children. The Supreme Court's 5-4. That, by the way, is a narrow decision. 5-4, 4-5, 5-4. 5-4, see? The Supreme Court's opinion. Supreme Court's decision, sorry. Rothschild-owned and controlled Associated Press. Again, the opinion is written by a Supreme Court justice, but the Supreme Court justices still have a ruling. Yeah. Greed. More money. Want a piece of the action. Just want to be able to wet my beak. How is government different from organized crime? Organized crime is bad. Government good. Grunt, grunt, grunt. You killing me? The First Lady, the talk of the town. Going to Texas, showing about how she cares about the migrant children. Nobody's seeming to talk about the staged photograph of the child behind bars. Wearing a green hooded military jacket from the fast fashion brand Zare. See, I don't care about that crap. That's an infomercial. See, I don't care about that. And written on the back of her coat says, I don't care, to you? Stephanie Grisham, hoaxwoman for Melania Trump, said it's a jacket. There's no hidden message. After today's important visit to Texas, I hope the media isn't going to choose to focus on this wardrobe. Wow, how stupid are you in the campaign? I know I'm not the only one who did this to try and be the cool, geeky guy, but I had a pair of white Converse high tops, black Converse high tops, and red Converse high tops. Never wore the same pair twice, never wore one same color on either feet. Until a girl I had the hots for rejected me because I looked like a dork because I couldn't pick out a color of shoes and stick with it. White shoes from now on. I was 14. I don't know what I was thinking. It just looked cool. Here, give me some slop. I'm going to throw it on the back of the coat. I wish I could put I don't give a... I'm just going to put I don't care. Is she sending a message to her husband? Oh, look, there's no message. Well, that's not what the media said while she was getting on the plane. Oh, my God. She's being forced to go. Her husband beat her last night to make her get on the... That's why she's wearing the dark glasses. She's got black eyes. She's trying to flee her husband. Every fourth, it's code. She doesn't give up about the children. You mean after her son was just threatened? We don't care how much the code is. We don't care what other coat she's wearing elsewhere. We don't care what she wore at the presidential debates. We don't, again, she's kind of pointing out the obvious here of, I don't care, do you? But the media is so quick to jump on, she hates the children, and her husband has got to die because he just beat her to make her get on the plane. Where do you come up with it? God, I hope that's not the listeners and me versus the headline. Yeah. Journalists pointing out that a paper now can be killed with a retweet. What? Yeah. Freelancers now precarious when they push back. The Washington Post killed my story over retweeted criticism. How's that? If you're an independent journalist, you should be crushing the Washington Post. Not selling out to them. That was your first mistake. All right, 3 emails now, scootermcgee.com. I am not going to comment on Charles Krauthammer. I did make a comment that we'll wait till he's dead, but I'm not going to just... Still worried for the feds to show up at the last funeral I went to. Look, I am not... No, I mean, okay, he died. We knew he was going to die. He let the world know he was going to die. He cleaned up his side of the street before he died. You let the man die with dignity. You let the family mourn. And as the scandals and animals happen to pop out of the woodwork, you will gently remind the otherwise comatose audience who was behind pushing that agenda forward. You know what? We're going to have to force you to pay more taxes. That's the Supreme Court ruling. Let's worry about what that slogan means on the back of a coat. Let's not talk about the loss of free speech. Let's not talk about online and in-person bullying, shaming, physical assault, because we've taught an entire generation of children that that's wrong. But the people who taught them that are now standing up in restaurants and acting with absolute vulgarity as the same people who are acting out on the softball diamond regarding their children. Of the same children who are sitting under pavilions trying to beat up a guy, talking all kinds about him until the guy just throws him on the ground. Child abuse, you piece of, your mother's a... Wow. Hey, little boy, do you... with that mouth? Wow. Progressives, liberals, be tolerant so they can infest like maggots. But you're allowing it by sharing it and liking it on social media. We'll be back, Gotham. Matt Rivette started in real estate.